What is up, guys? We're here with another regional deck profile. Our best representative from Abilene. So why don't you tell us who you are and what you played?
My name's Nick. I'm sure you've seen me by now if you're one of the dedicated 20 subscribers to the Nautical.
Hey, we're at 100. Fuck off.
Oh, let's fucking go. We got 26th place at Lubbock Regionals. First regionals back in 2 years. We had 3 people from Abilene qualify, and your boy took the top spot out of our qualifiers, 26 out of top 32 for my first regionals top.
Also, just as a side note, I've never seen someone flip-flop more on what deck they're playing. This man literally didn't know he was playing until the day before, but alright, let's see this deck list. What you playing?
Alright, so no spoilers by the Field Center, but we went back to playing Old Reliable, the deck that has given me the most success and that I've put the most time in. We're playing Eldlich. We're playing 1 Ecclesia, we're playing 2 Golden Lord. If you're not playing Secret Rare First Eds, you're a scrub.
Don't spend $70.
Don't play 3 of this card, you suck if you do. Second best card in the deck, Lord of the Heavenly Prison. This card's fucking nuts. If you don't play this in the trap build, you're bad. You can play it at 2, it's fine, but I like it at 3, it's more consistent. That's all the monsters. That's all the monsters we play, just 6 monsters. On to spells. All of your spells are broken as hell. So we're playing 1 card of Demise because it's busted. You just draw 3 cards. Playing 2 Duality because it's busted. You just add a card. And we're playing 3 Extravagance because it's busted. You just draw 2 cards. I actually had somebody ask me why I play Extravagance instead of Duality or instead of Prosperity. And the answer is when 27 of your cards are purple, you just want to see more than one of them. You don't need a combo piece. You don't ever need to find this. You just want more cards, more firepower. That's all the spells. So on to the trap cards. We got standard Eldlich lineup, 3 Scarlet, 3 Conquistador, and 2 Haquero. If you play any build other than the trap build, usually you'll play like 3-2-1 or sometimes 2-2-1, and that's all fine, but I think in the current meta for the trap build, 3-3-2 is correct. This card's really good right now. This card's really good right now. Something that my brother put me on to is that if your opponent has a DPE engraved, you can use this during their draw phase to banish DPE, and if they're playing Drytron, they have to summon back one of their Destiny heroes, and then they're locked out of their Drytrons for the rest of the turn. So that's real good. Okay, power traps.
Did that come up at all in the tournament?
No, it did not. But I did banish a DP with this one time. That interaction specifically did not come up. I think I banished a Scythe with this. I banished an opponent's Golden Lord with this. It was really good. Next up, 3 Strike. I wanted to play Judgment, but I think honestly Strike is better. Less life point cost. Usually negating a special summon will be enough. It's really good. Next card. This card honestly won me so many games. 3 IDP. My last round matchup was a mirror match against Trap Eldlich as well. And in game 1, I won the dice roll and he just blew me out. Game 2, he put a Golden Lord engrave and he summoned a Golden Lord, and then it came to my turn and I just IDP'd him. He's like, yeah, let's go to game 3. And then game 3, he activated Strike and I didn't, so I won in time. IDP is broken as all hell. This card is so nuts. This card fucks Sword Soul, anything playing Punk. That's a nice Hulk Despot you got there. It's real good. Another card that won me tons of games, the Specialty. There can be only one. This card is so damn good. If your opponent is playing anything that does anything right now, this card wins the game on the spot unless they have Cosmic Cyclone or Twin Twisters. There are very, very few exceptions. You're playing Sword Soul, that's cool, summon a token. I'd like to see you try. You're playing Punk combo? No, you're not. You're playing Hulk? He's gonna sit there by himself. Or you're summoning, what are you summoning? A Red Rose Dragon? Who cares? You're not summoning the Rocks Rose Dragon. And then we got 3 Imperm. I don't really like this card in the trap build, but it actually showed up quite well. I used this once to negate somebody targeting my next power trap to remove it. It's very niche interactions, but with how pertinent monster effects are right now, it's good. I think it's pretty good. And also, I don't play any hand traps, so having this gives me an excuse to have some sort of hand trap. It's really good. And then the piece de resistance, the best card in the deck, 3 copies of Skill Drain. Thank you, Konami, for putting this back to 3. You made the right choice. Everyone who cries about this card is a baby, and you're allowed to continue malding. Then we're playing only 2 copies of Dogmatic of Punishment. I was playing 3, but I cut it down to 2 because I only want to see this once in most cases, and I am playing the Ecclesia to search it, so it's not really that important that you see it because you have other ways to find it. Of course, we're playing Titaniclad, so we have options. And then another card that's just super broken right now, Goes and Match. I almost didn't play this, but I'm so glad that I did. Anything that's playing Tenyis or Sword Soul or Halka Fibrax, everything gets fucked by this card. This card is so good. I also had one game where I Lava Golemed my opponent and it flipped a Goes and Match on them and they were playing Sword Soul, so like, cool, what fire monsters are you going to summon? Long Yawn, that's cool, who cares? And then one trap trick, I never resolved this, but it's still very, very good. Take it or leave it, I don't care, it's good.
You're just trying to flip better purple cards.
Yeah, exactly. Like, trap trick finding you punishment or imperm or IDP is really, really good. It just never came up for me in this particular turn. So on extra deck, we've got 2 copies of Entis. I was playing 3 of this for the longest time, but I like to, I wanted more space in my extra deck for other things, but I don't think it mattered at all. It never came up the 3rd one. One Titaniclad, so we can search the Ecclesia if we already have a punishment and just recycle punishment. One Omega, this came up quite a bit. I actually found myself, if I had Lord of the Heavenly Prison already in rotation, I found myself sending this with punishment and then using Lord to search Card Demise or Extravagance and then just recycle that. There was a time when my opponent had a DPE engrave and I used this to put their DPE back in the deck. There was a time against the Eldlich player that I used this to put his Eldlich back in the deck. It's just really good. One Pleiades, it didn't come up, but this card's really, really good. I think I made it, but I never used its effect. It's really, really good. If you, for some reason, get 2 trap monsters on the board, this card's really good. This card makes Zeus bigger. This card wins in time. It didn't come up. I did have a chance where it would have won me the game, but I didn't have the 2 Eldlich to make it, and I still won anyways. This is Zeus. 2 Link Spider because we play so many trap monsters. It's fine. You just use it to unbrick yourself and get your traps online. 1 IP. This was something that I wasn't playing before. I was originally playing a copy of Phoenix, but I wanted to play this because I wanted to play the Unicorn so that way I could make things on my opponent's turn in case I needed it. It actually came up once and it was really, really good. My opponent made Hulk, I Masqueraded Unicorn, he ended with a Despot and his Hulk went back to deck. So, Lina, very, very good, especially with all your monsters here are light, except for Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So every deck almost has some sort of light monster that you can take with this, whether it be in their main deck or their extra deck, and you just use this to link climb. There was a time when I used this to take an opponent's Ghost Ogre and just left it on my board so that way I could activate my cards and he couldn't use his on-field effects. So, it's just a good card.
The man knows the way.
And then we're going Unicorn, as alluded to earlier, just a very good card. I played BLS Link. It's been a staple in Eldlich for me for a long time. However, it didn't come up, it didn't do anything for me. I still think it's good, but I don't think it's necessary, especially not at its price tag. And Access Code won me a couple games, very, very good. Shout out to that guy in Lubbock whose name I don't know that swapped me in English for the German copy. Much love to you. And then the side deck, if you haven't already clicked off this video, you're about to because you're gonna get pissed off. 2 Lava Golem, because I'm an asshole. There was a time when I Lava Golem goes and match somebody, that was great. I think I resolved this twice, and I won both of those games. So
Calm down, Triff.
Lava Golem's still good. Like I told you before, I was playing this card in this deck before Triff even got on Eldlich. I don't want to hear it. 3 Lightning Storm. Honestly, even playing a trap deck that's aiming to go first, this came up a lot. I was, of course, forced to go second a lot. And this card won me games. It won me games to the point where I believe it even won me a match. I lightning stormed one of my opponents twice in the 2-turn span. So it was very good.
Way to win the mental game.
Yes, sir. Speaking of winning the mental game, 3 Mystic Mind. I put this on the board twice at the regionals, and I won both times. In round 1, I was playing against an invoked player, and he set up like some dumb shit, and I set 3, and I went Mystic Mine, and I sat there and watched him cope, seethe, and mauled for like 10 minutes until we eventually got the time, and I just summoned a guy and attacked him. So if you don't like Mystic Mine, you're a baby. I'm gonna keep playing it and get good, I guess. Anti-spell, this card was fucking nuts. This card was incredible in the side deck. I kind of wish that I had played 3. There were times when I sided in and I didn't see it, and I would have won if I had seen it. Very, very, very good right now. Everything's playing spells. It's very good. Torrential, I sided this in one time, and it sucked. I never found myself able or wanting to use this. It's okay, but I think if you're going to play it, you play it in the main deck. I really don't like it in this meta. I recognize that it's good, but I personally don't like it for what I'm trying to achieve. And then finally, 3 copies of Solemn Judgment. This usually replaces Strike whenever I'm playing against something that can blow me out, or sometimes it'll go in alongside Strike if I feel like I need more protection for my back row. Because there are times when Lightning Storm will make you very, very sad, and this card stops that. So, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for the deck profile. Do you have any shout outs or anything like that?
Shout out to my brother for getting me to spend the time on this deck and actually dedicate myself to learning one strategy rather than flip-flopping around like I'm so known for doing. Shout out to all the homies that went and cheered me on and were there to support me. I really, really appreciate it, and I would not be making it without the help from the boys. So shout out to Abilene, shout out to Hatters down in Lubbock, love that guy, and shout out to the guy who was acting like an asshole in round 3 and didn't top. This one's for you, buddy.
Oh my god, the absolute call out. Well, congratulations on your national invite, and we look forward to seeing more from you in the future.